Okay. Well, welcome to the 5th of October Finance Committee meeting. It's 3 o'clock straight up. Do we have any public comments or committee comments before we start off on the agenda? No? Apparently not. Sorry, Stan. They must be out in the parking lot. Okay, well, we'll kick on to item number 3, please. Fraud risk discussion.
We have nothing to report.
Okay, that's
Good.
awesome. Item number 4, financial statements. September
Okay.
30th, sorry.
Yeah, so the first handout, of course, is the revenues and expense spreadsheet for actuals and budget through September 2021. For that period, for revenue, we had 4.8 million, which is 600,000 better than the budget of 4.2 million. We also had expenditures of just under 4.3 million, which is about 200,000 less than budget. So overall, our net revenue is a positive 550,000, which is about $800,000 better than budget. Capital expenditures through this period, 151,000. 39,000 of that was for COP funded projects, and debt service principal of 278,000.
So just a quick question on the sizable variances that you've got there.
Mm-hmm.
Capital contributions and non-operating
see.
interest. Is that just something that,
For capital contributions, we anticipate, basically that's for new connections. We anticipate several coming along for like the Oasis Center and some others. So those are kind of one-time hits and we don't know the timing of it.
okay.
So that's why that would be a negative right there, is that they just haven't hit yet. For interest, I know there's several reports we have to do as far as arbitrage and whatnot, and those reports just they don't have to be completed till the first part of next year.
Okay.
So they're just not done yet.
It's not part of an accrual process or any of that?
No, no.
Uh,
No, we've taken into account all of the accruals. There may be some slight variances in that as we go through the audit process, but I think we've accounted for most of them in here to date.
Thank you.
The total water sales looks like it's quite a bit higher than we expected. Does that mean we're pumping more water than we had expected to pump?
No, because it wouldn't be for water pumped, it'd be for water consumed.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, okay, let me rephrase my question. Are we consuming more water than we thought we would consume?
We are, just because I budgeted at a 93%, I believe. So right now, we're consuming more overall, just because I don't think the effects of the replenishment fee have really hit. I mean, yeah, we've gone through one summer, and everyone's realizing how much those replenishment fees are going to be.
Well, there's a lag, I'm sure, on the replenishment fee. It's not going to hit the first year because people
Right.
haven't had a time to
Exactly.
respond if it's landscaping anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I wouldn't expect the first year, but I was kind of expecting it to go down a little. But if the budget was only at 92% of what we would consider our actual or predicted,
Yeah.
then yeah, okay.
We've had how many new customers this year?
How many new customers?
You have to wait till Monday.
Oh, okay. Or roughly, I mean, a couple hundred, right?
Just off the top of your
No,
head.
not a couple hundred.
No?
Not this current year.
But we've had more growth this year.
Last year, we
than typically,
we saw
right?
quite a bit of growth. Yeah, I think it's still continuing to some extent. I'm not sure at the same levels of last year yet.
Mhm.
I didn't think it was that, it's been a while, but I know Gary Charlon asked for me to put some numbers together on inactive accounts, and I know there were months when we gained some and months when we lost some, but overall, there wasn't for the period I looked at, which was last year, there wasn't a large increase in the number of customers net.
Mhm. Well, the city just approved 3 tentative track maps. Of course,
Right.
that's a year or two before you're going to necessarily see any change, but it would indicate that there will be
Mhm.
eventually.
Okay. Item, well, let's see, are you done, Ty?
The only other items are just those spreadsheets, if you want to take a look at the spreadsheets. But it's all the same information from the first table. Yep. Sorry, the graphs, yeah. And Jason made a good point on the usage. It was a hotter September than like last year.
Hmm.
So there's probably more swamp cooler usage.
Well, not only hotter, but less rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
two
0.
things compound.
Mhm.
We could use some rain.
Yeah, sure could. All right. Moving on to item number 5, delinquent accounts report.
Okay, and as you know, the governor extended the shut-off moratorium to the end of the year.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, me too. You'll see for September, we did have a jump in total of accounts that would be subject to lockoff from 302 to 360.
And that was kind of a surprise because that increase would have been before the governor made the announcement, and we had sent a letter out to
Yeah.
the ones that had delinquent accounts well in advance, what, a month and a half or so prior,
Mhm.
advising them that the
Yeah,
gravy train's about to end. So,
yeah.
But there wasn't
And
this,
we know the people don't read the newspaper,
yeah.
They
you
had
know, so
faith.
they didn't even get the announcement that the governor
They had faith.
extended.
yeah, right. How long had the information that the state might be backing up our arrears accounts been out? Is
Oh.
that something they might be playing into?
Maybe, that's maybe 3-4 months. I don't think even that long when they announced, probably about 3 months.
I haven't seen it talked about in the local media
Right.
much, but I wonder
No.
if that might be influencing them, thinking, hey, if the district's gonna be off the hook, we'll probably be off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would question, I don't know how extending it another 3 months helps customers because they're still accruing that debt. It doesn't go away. So you're just
Right.
allowing them to,
Dig a deeper
Oh, and there's a
Dig a deeper
penalty,
hole.
isn't there as well?
excuse me?
Is there a penalty?
A late fee.
A late
Yeah,
fee, I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If they don't come in and make a payment arrangement,
on,
And I don't want to justify what the governor has done, but I think in his thinking, it was because this arrear program had not been officially implemented. I think that's kind of part of his reasoning for extending
Oh.
it, to give a chance for the
okay,
district to apply for that,
Hmm.
those funds to settle those accounts.
yeah. Have they decided if there's gonna be a means test on that before they?
They've already released the program. We submitted all of our information in the survey, other water districts did as well. And they came back and said, okay, we're doing the program now. You can apply, you get 100% of what you apply for, and it's for the period of March 4th through, I think it's August 15th or something.
Oh,
So any delinquencies,
doesn't sound like there is a means test of any sort.
no. No, it's just a blanket for residential and commercial, except for they will not pay for late fees.
Oh, okay, that was my
So
next
we have to
question,
back
so-
that out, and that'll stay on their bills, but
Is this number,
actually, I think we have to forgive it.
Does this past due include late fees?
Yeah, no, this is just the past due service amount.
Well, it might be worth forgiving the late fees if we get 100% of the actual funds that
Yeah.
we're owed.
Yeah, because what are we out?
Maybe,
Maybe a little interest on the.
yeah, I
accounts
think it's
that we
about
may have
30,000 maybe in late fees.
Yeah.
For 240,000.
I mean, our exposure, the late fee is an incentive for the customer to make his bills,
Pay-
right,
right.
to payment. So how it hurts us is it's funds that aren't generating interest in our accounts or other.
Yes, but they're based on the time consumed from the employees.
The staff
Performing the duty,
tracking it
yeah.
and, right.
Writing
so
the
there's-
letters.
there are some-
I guess, well, we get a 3% administrative cost for the arrears program. So we get some of that back.
Oh, okay.
but,
Oh, so it's not all dismal.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's hope that doesn't continue growing. That's quite a jump.
yes.
So, appreciate you keeping track of that for us.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, item 6, accounts payable.
Okay, so you got a couple sets of accounts payable documents here. Guess we could just start with the first one. You'll see a charge for Jim Charlon Ford for $47,505. That was a very good, slightly used truck that we were already looking to replace within our fleet and found it for a good price. We'd probably saved $14,000 on it. So we did make that purchase.
It's just a pickup or a,
Yeah, it's got a utility bed on it. It's for the maintenance supervisor. Yeah. The next big one, of course, is the IWVGA payment of $585,000. I think that brings our total, including the $600,000 credit, to $3.2 million for the year in replenishment fee payments.
Oh, 3.2?
Yes.
Wow.
That amount there does include the pumping fee and the replenishment fee, though.
The 3.2? No, this 585?
585, yeah.
Yeah, that's both of them.
and you say that 3.2 is, includes the,
That includes
credit.
the $613,000 credit.
Yeah.
So actual cash would be, what, 2.6 roughly? Yeah.
6, yeah.
But that's an internal financial issue on the part of the GA as far as I'm concerned. Because they had a 500 or $600,000 liability that went away. So there should have been a transfer from one fund to the other. Oh, by the way, yesterday we discovered that at our phone con, we discovered that the replenishment fee money that we were giving to the GA, they weren't separating into the shallow well versus the augmented water. And so the numbers on the finance report are a little bit off because of not allocating a certain amount of that to the shallow well fund.
Okay, thank you.
You needed to know that, I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
That was the thought.
I certainly can't make any sense. I'm glad you're looking at those numbers closely because what's been provided is hard to explain.
The next page just has one invoice on it, and that was Core and Main. That's inventory for pipe and fittings and whatnot. But that was about $29,000.
Okay.
The following we have, let's see, $79,000 for Aqua JPIA. That's the insurance payment we make on behalf of the employees and directors. There's $748,000 to Kern County Auditor Controller. And this one is us just moving our own money into another account of our own. Basically, we took the leftover Capacity fee charges. Because those are restricted, we can only use them for capital projects that increase delivery or whatnot. So this is what we're gonna, this money was left over from last year. We move it into account to set it aside. We'll be using it this year in capital projects, and I believe that is going towards the 2 new tanks. Not the 2 existing that we're replacing, but the 2 new tanks, because it's expansion. So that's just setting it aside. Then we have McMurtry, Hartsock, and Worth for 38,000. I think that's the main ones on that page.
Postmaster, do we normally pay $5,000 to the post office postmaster?
Yeah, that's our postage for sending out bills. We replenish that once every 1 or 2 months.
The, it's buried in here somewhere, I'm sure, but what's those road signs I see along Inyakern Road? Are those ours, those water board, or those?
Do we have one on Inyakern Road?
There's one out there, it looks like there's water, you know, in the background, and
We
it's
do.
about registering wells and
billboards?
things.
The registering wells is a GA one.
Yeah, that one was paid for. Is that still up even?
I think so.
Yeah.
Registering well one?
Yeah.
Our,
Yeah, you
our,
see it when you're heading
ours
south
on
or
Inyakern
heading
Road,
west.
Yeah, that's paid for by the Groundwater Authority. I'm surprised it's still up. I mean, it's been
ours
very
on
effective.
Inyakern Road
We've had-
says, grassier isn't classier.
So we're not paying for any advertisement right now?
Well, yeah, we're paying for
We
the,
are for the one,
right. We pay,
south of town.
it'd be Sun Advertising is what you
Yeah.
see on the invoice.
the very last line on that page 1.
Okay. And that's a monthly?
Mm-hmm.
And what is that sign? What's on it? Is it a
Gra-
water-wise or?
No, I think it says conserve
Without
the vowels.
Yeah, that's on South China Lake.
Yeah.
And the one on Inyakern isn't that class?
Grassier isn't classier.
Yeah, Grassier isn't classier,
Classier,
yeah.
right,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's just the 2 that we have. We had it for a while. We had a third one as you come in from Trona, but that one, we no longer have that one.
Yeah, I've always been, you know, it's not a big dollar
No,
item.
and we
but I've
try and
always been
change the
a-
message every so often.
Yeah,
We haven't done it in a while, but
I
yeah.
wish there was a better way that we could find out the messages being transmitted if people are, you know.
Yeah, the one that says conserve without the vowels also says, only use what you need. So, it's a good message.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Thank you.
On the next page, the one is the Santa Fe Wind Water Works. That's, once again, inventory for parts, for maintenance.
Got a lot of parts,
Parts is parts.
or a lot of big parts, or a few very big parts.
A little of all, yeah.
It's a hodgepodge.
Yeah, some big, some small. One right now we're having troubles with is getting copper.
Hmm.
It's hard to come by right now.
Is it just high price or just hard to find?
Both.
Distribution more than anything else.
Yeah.
The price is a little bit higher, but not bad.
Probably sitting in those cargo ships off the port.
Probably.
I heard there's
They're
something,
gonna be there a while.
I heard there's something like 80 of them out just in the Long Beach area.
Yeah, I heard something about maybe an anchor made
Oh,
that
yeah,
oil.
hit the pipe, drug at 150 feet. Yeah,
Drug at 150 feet, huh?
Oh, boy.
that's what they're saying.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, from what I'd read in the LA Times, it's kind of like air traffic controllers for ships. They've got maps showing where utility cables are, pipelines, where they're buried in the sea. And so when ships come in, they direct them where to put the anchor, but there's so many of them out there now that it's hard to keep track of, and they think one probably dropped an anchor where he shouldn't have. And what they are saying is it apparently drug the pipe 150 feet, causing it obviously to rupture.
You think though, with GPS these days, that
Yeah, we
they
think-
would know pretty damn well, close where they are.
And got AIS is the system that they use for monitoring ship location. That's a universal, and it is GPS based, so they should be getting all those signals into their display, but maybe their display resolution isn't sufficient to handle, how many, we got 50 of them out there?
What I heard this
It's a
morning
bunch.
was 80, out just at that one port, Port of Long Beach, out in that area.
Let me know which
Wow.
one has the copper, and I'll take a little tugboat out or something.
A very expensive mistake.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that. Sorry for the diversion.
Then we just got the last page. 14,680 for best drilling and pump, and that's for well 33. Ferguson Waterworks for 18,525. That's our meter bases that we're using to swap out the old used up ones. CLC Construction for 31,000. That's for concrete work on some of our patching.
That was
Yeah.
valve adjustments
That one's valve
Yeah.
adjustments.
for city paving.
And then SCE for 26,412. That's for electricity.
But there was a earlier one for like 12 or 15,000.
Yeah,
wasn't
we get bills every week, and so they get split up between, twice a month pay.
Paid twice a month, yeah.
Do you remember back in the day when we didn't have any solar, what our monthly electric bills were?
I'm not sure monthly, but it's saving us, I want to say over 300,000 a year. Was it more than that?
Yeah, I don't know what the rates are now, but I remember a few years ago, one well being $7,000 just for the month. So
Huh.
Yeah.
multiply that by
Right,
5 or 6 of them on.
That was, actually, I think I'm half. I think it was about 600,000 that's dropped our yearly.
Yeah, that sounds about right from my recollection, somewhere around 600, yeah.
Wow.
And hopefully the well 35 site helps even more.
yeah, yeah. Do we have other options for, this isn't really a topic for Finance Committee, but maybe it is. You know, I think it's a great decision to put in the solar array that we put in. Are there other options for us to consider that in the future, or is it, do we have the land, or do we have it adjacent to where we needed the power to take advantage of this again?
I think isn't there a limit?
Yeah, you can only have so much. Are you talking about for district use or for just leasing the land and,
Yeah, district use.
yeah. The only thing I would even think of doing solar related would be as the vehicles improve, looking at electric vehicles.
Well, they're going to be pushing that
Mhm.
with the governor's agenda, I would believe, especially,
Yeah.
I mean, corporations, districts, I can see where county and,
Maybe there'll be a state grant, who knows?
yeah, maybe, maybe. Where do they get the money when they have those grants? Anyway,
Well,
I think I
Mel,
know the answer.
if you're ready, I'd be happy to make a motion to recommend passage of this to the board.
And I would second.
All right.
Is there any discussion? Is there anybody online? No. Oh, okay. Well then, I think we've had all our discussion.
Yep, sounds like it. Thank you, Ty. Any future agenda items that we want to consider?
I don't, not for me.
Okay, none for me either then. We'll recommend we go to item number 8, adjournment at
323.
3:23. Thank you, guys. Great work. Only slightly longer than the P.